What's going on, guys? I'm your host from the East Coast, GeneTheMan94, here to give you guys my little bit late but still coming SmackDown Live review for August 30th, 2016. Now, before I get into the review, slap a like on the video. It really helps the channel out. I appreciate it so much. And I just want to say that SmackDown has been consistently good over the past couple of weeks. I don't know what they're doing right, but there's been consistently good matches, and it's just way more enjoyable than Raw. Now, Raw was good at the end because, of what happened, but yeah, let's get into SmackDown. So it started off, revisiting The Miz and Daniel Bryan's altercation from last week on Talking Smack, where The Miz went off on Daniel Bryan because he called him a coward. He went off and delivered one of his best promos of all time, no pun intended, saying that he wrestles how he does because he's never been hurt. He enjoys doing it for the fans, and he said Daniel doesn't care about the fans because he was just careless in the ring, and he's really the coward. He didn't protect his body, and now he's retired because he can't wrestle. Daniel was just like, if the WWE would let him wrestle, he would. And Miz was like, well, if you love wrestling so much, why don't you go quit and go to the bingo halls with your indie buddies so you can wrestle again? And The Miz was just pretty much saying he should be respected. And it took, 160 plus days of him being IC champion and all the main events he's been in for people to respect him and give him the respect that he deserves. And he's there to entertain. So, Shane and Daniel were rewatching the film backstage. And Shane was just like, Daniel should apologize to The Miz because you can't provoke talent. You're the general manager now. You're not a wrestler anymore. So, you got to be a little bit more professional. Daniel was like, yeah, you're probably right. Maybe he won't be so honest next time. And then he was like, it's also ironic coming from the guy who has beef with Brock Lesnar. And I was like, ooh, okay. Alright, that was a slick comeback. So, once they got into the show, Miz went straight to the ring like his music ain't even hit. He got like halfway down the ramp and they played his music. He was ticked off. And then he just told him to shut the music off. He was like, fuck this music. I don't care. I'm about to get my point across. And he was like, do I have your attention now? And they started booing him, of course. He was like, he's been pushed aside week after week by the powers that run SmackDown Live, Shane and Daniel. 160 plus days. And it took to get everybody's attention. He's smarter, more talented to avoid getting hit so he won't get hurt, so he can stay champion. He says, you don't see behind the scenes when they want him to do appearances in movies and interviews and commercials and television shows, or even to play a chicken in a KFC freaking commercial. But he does it all, and he's not hurt, and he's able to do it. He says you guys cheer people who get countless opportunities and fail. So what makes them not the cowards, and what makes me the coward? So Dolph comes out and was just like, Miz, you're making some great points, but the people won't get behind you because they see right through you. They say you're talking that bullshit, and we don't want to hear it. They go above and beyond to be the best, and the Miz just wants to be famous. He's talking about the wrestlers, of course. They actually want to, come out here and put on a great match. Miz just wants to be famous. He wants to just hold the title up on his red carpet appearances and, yeah, just be famous. He said, that's why no one believes in you. And Daniel Bryan called you a coward. You are a coward. You just want to hold the title up. That's it. You don't want to go out there and prove every week that you're not a coward. You just want to come out there, hold the title up, show your face, and that's pretty much it. And then he pretty much provoked him. He was like, if you want to prove you're not a coward, why don't you fight me right now? Come on, prove to me, to yourself, to your wife, and that hit him kind of, below the belt, that you're not a coward. Come on, fight me. We ain't got to have no ref, and ain't got to be for the title, just fight me. So the Miz was, getting ready to fight him, and he walked away. And Dolph was like, see, that's why they called you a coward, because you really are one. Miz wanted to come back to the ring, but Maurice advised him not to. And yeah, it was a pretty good segment right there. I enjoyed it. This is setting up Dolph and Miz for Backlash coming up pretty soon. They don't have much time to build it, but they're still building it pretty quickly, and they're doing it the right way. Dolph Ziggler's still delivering those fire promos. The Miz with his passion that he's been delivering over the past couple of weeks. Yeah, it's gonna make for a great match, hopefully. These two guys are from Ohio, of course, representing Ohio. That's where I'm from. So yeah, I fully expect them to have a good program leading up to Backlash. So the first match of the night was a tag team first round match between the Hype Bros and the Vaudevillains. The Vaudevillains are a real rough and rugged team. They get down and dirty in the ring, and I think they're a great tag team because of their work in NXT and that old school feel they have. They have much appreciation for, you know, the old school type of wrestling, the rough technical side of wrestling. They don't have to jump over the top rope to get, you know, their move set off. They're more content with, you know, beating you down, putting knees into your rib cage and just neutralizing you and stopping you from getting any type of offense. Reminiscent of Dash and Dawson, the Revival, but they do it. Dash and Dawson does it better. But anyways, so they were working Zack Ryder, getting the heat on themselves for most of the match. Mojo Rawley came in there like a damn freight train, and that man will not stop at any cost, I swear. It's like he's on permanent fast forward mode. And once he got into the match, the whole match changed, and they picked up the victory with the move they call the Hype Rider. It's like Mojo holds him up by his legs, and Zack Ryder delivers the Rough Rider off the top rope. Pretty sweet tag team finish. I like it. It was cool. Match was alright. Didn't go that long, but it was alright. It didn't need to go too long. And the Hype Bros advanced in the tag team tournament. AJ Styles was backstage, pretty much just saying, you know, he's the face that runs the place. He had the John Cena headband on. And you ran into Apollo Crews. He was like, yeah, what's your name? Yeah, you. You know, I'm the face that runs the place, right? And it seems like they're going with the whole Apollo Crews spell my name gimmick and spell everything else gimmick. He was just like, my name is Apollo Crews, Crews. You get it? And anyway, AJ came out to the ring, talking mess once again. And then Apollo came out there to interrupt him. He was just like, you know, you want to disrespect me. So I went to Daniel and asked for a match with you. So they had their match. And this was a good match. Got to give credit to Apollo Crews. He had a real impressive showing against AJ Styles, and not many people can, you know, keep up with him in the ring. His athleticism for his size is just in a whole different class. But of course, AJ, being the veteran that he is, was able to get the best of Apollo here. But the balls on Apollo Crews to go to Daniel Bryan and ask for a match with AJ Styles. You don't just hear about that every day. You don't just hear about people going and, you know, asking for a match against AJ Styles. They know how great he is, and they don't really want none. You get it? That's his theme song. No, okay, I'm gonna just stop now. But yeah, they had a good match. Apollo Crews stepped it up, and maybe he'll be a future Intercontinental Champion. I don't know what they're gonna do with him yet. But AJ was able to hit the phenomenal forearm and pick up the victory here. But it was a good match. Apollo got most of the offense in this match, but I think it was just more so to showcase that, you know, coming off that Miz match, which kind of hurt him a little bit in my opinion, it was just to show that he can still hang in there with the big boys, metaphorically speaking. So Renee Young went to Heath Slater's like house trailer thing to interview him, you know, about Brock Lesnar and the tag team tournament and what it means to him. It was just an awkward interview because, like, his wife, I don't know if this is really his wife, but the lady they had portraying his wife on TV, it was just, it was so cringeworthy. Like, she had this little accent, like she was just from deep down south, and oh my god, it was just so hilarious. They had Rhino was sitting there eating cheese and crackers, and they were talking about getting pizza crust for dinner. And, you know, he was just pretty much talking about how he needs to win this tournament in order to provide for his family. But, yeah, it was just a real funny interview. Heath Slater has a lot of charisma, and I don't think a lot of people give him enough credit for it. But, yeah, he's great. And Rhino didn't say a word. Renee was asking him questions. He was just looking at her. And then at the end, he was kind of looking at her like he was interested in her. Like, yeah, what's up with you, girl? What's up with you? But yeah, Renee was obviously uncomfortable, and it just showed on her face. She just wanted to get the heck out of there at her earliest convenience. So next we had Bray Wyatt's Sermon for the Serpent. It was pretty much he came out and challenged Orton to a match at Backlash. He said he doesn't fear snakes or monsters or no man because he's actually fear. So why would he fear himself? He said Randy is just a man, not a serpent who has venom running through his veins, and He said he's sick in the head, and that's what he likes about him, but what Brock did to him at SummerSlam was interesting. He exploited all of his flaws. Going in, he thought that he was untouchable, and he came out broken. Heard that one before. He said if he really has voices in his head, they should tell him to run. So Orton came out and was just like, I do have voices in my head, but if you think they're telling me to run, and if you think I'm scared of you, you got another thing coming. I've been damaged my whole life, and that's what gives me my charm. And then he said Bray has his attention. And Bray was like, see, that's the Randy I want to see. He admires his courage, but he says he's no longer the Predator because he's damaged and weak, and now Bray is the Predator. And at Backlash, he's going to cut the serpent's head off and hang it as a trophy. Yeah, Bray said all of that. Randy was like, plenty of people want to be the Predator, and he's taking them all out. He's seen people like this before, and the physical scar shouldn't be what Bray Wyatt's worried about, because he was, just talking about how Mick Foley put him through tacks, and, all the matches he's been through, like with Undertaker, and all the times he's bled and all this good stuff. But that's not what Bray should be worried about. He should be worried about the mental scars, the demons that he has, as he's sure Bray has himself. But he was like, I don't have a problem facing you at Backlash. Actually, I don't have a problem kicking your ass right now, and I'm not afraid of you. He got in, and then, Bray Wyatt disappeared. But, yeah, this is going to be a good match at Backlash. These two are going to put on a great match. Haven't seen this match before. It's going to be different, and I can't wait to see it. Next we had a women's tag team match. Naomi and Becky Lynch versus Natalya and Alexa Bliss. Nikki Bella was on commentary for the match. Naomi's entrance is pleasant to my eyes, even though it just will cause some type of what do you call it? Epilepsy or something. It will cause seizures or something, but I love her entrance, man, and she just Naomi. But yeah, they had a nice little match here. The match was alright. They isolated Naomi till Becky got the hot tag. Nikki Bella was on commentary, as I said, and then Carmella came out the crowd to attack her. That's been her thing over the past couple of weeks. She's been attacking Nikki Bella. She's heel now, I guess. But Becky Lynch had got distracted, and Alexa Bliss was able to roll up Becky Lynch for the win. They went over there to tend to Nikki Bella and make sure she was alright. Even though I'm just like, don't you guys have a women's championship match coming up in a few weeks? Why are you making sure she's okay? You should probably make sure she's not going to be okay. I understand you guys are faces and whatever. She was alright. She is alright. She'll take that beating. Whatever. Cool. An Attitude Era tag team returned to the WWE to face Heath Slater and Rhino. Mosh and Thrasher, the Headbangers, former WWF tag team champions. Oh man, these guys were crazy in the Attitude Era. Just an insane tag team. If you ever heard of the Insane Clown Posse, it was them mixed with a heavy metal band, and that's what the the Headbangers were. They were great. I remember them back in the day. Brings back old memories. But yeah, they were in the tag team tournament because I guess they didn't have enough tag teams for this tournament to face Heath Slater and Rhino. They still can move, man. It's been 16 years since they've been in the WWE ring, and it didn't seem like the crowd really knew who they were or cared, honestly, because, Attitude Era, most of those people were either not born or really, really young, probably not as into wrestling as they are now. A few people knew who they were and remembered them. I did. I remembered who they were. But the crowd wanted Heath Slater to win. He was, he's been getting cheered for the past couple of months now. But he was getting his ass kicked by the Headbangers, and then Rhino eventually got tired of it and drug Heath Slater to their corner, tagged himself in, and gored Thrasher for the win. I'm just like, Rhino got tired of seeing Heath Slater get beat up. It was just like, enough is enough. Gore, 1, 2, 3. So they're actually advancing. I think they're gonna make it all the way to the finals, because I think, what's the other team they have to beat? It's some other. I think they got to beat the Hype Bros, and then they're in the finals at Backlash, and I think they're gonna beat them. They're doing this whole storyline where Heath Slater must win this tournament and win the tag team championships in order for him to get a job. So I think they're gonna have him go all the way to the end, and then we'll see what happens from there. But yeah, it was pretty cool. some jobber said he was the milkman and he had a license to compete and he wasn't going nowhere. Kane came out, chokeslammed him, left. And then we had the main event, which was Dean Ambrose versus Baron Corbin. Now, on Baron Corbin's entrance, he walked past Kane. Like, they kind of had a little passing. So, I'm thinking maybe they'll try to start a little rivalry between those two guys soon. Two big men. And maybe that'll be Kane putting over Baron Corbin. So, that'll be interesting to see what happens there. The match was good, though. Baron Corbin got a chance to shine against the WWE Champion in the main event. He looked impressive too. I always knew, from NXT that Baron Corbin was a good worker and very dominant too. Like, he don't give no fucks. Like, that man is crazy. He's been trying to come into his own though since being drafted to SmackDown. It's a whole different ballpark. He had some success in NXT. Didn't win any titles or anything, but he was known for killing people in seconds. So the fact that he was able to hang in there with the champion Ambrose was pretty good. He was killing him too. He had a pretty good majority of the offense for the match. Ambrose really had to wear him down while keeping his eyes on AJ, who was on commentary ringside. And near the end of the match, AJ wanted Corbin to keep up the pressure. He was like, you're doing good, but, keep up the pressure on him. Keep on him. Stay on him. Because, of course, he wanted him to injure him because they have a match at Backlash. So Corbin was like, who the hell are you? You don't tell me what to do. Nobody tells me what to do here. You better get up on my face. And, they were about to fight. And then Ambrose was able to take over. It was almost able to beat Corbin, and then AJ interfered, and the match pretty much ended after that. The ref, I don't know, I forgot who got disqualified, but the ref just ended the match. Then Dean hit Dirty Deeds on Baron Corbin, and then AJ was about to hit the phenomenal forearm on him. He went up to the rope, and then Dean knocked him down, and then that whole top rope move where they're just on the top rope holding their groin because it's in so much pain. Yeah, that was AJ. And I even heard, because I watched SmackDown after it had came on. I watched it on the DVR. I heard that during the dark matches, AJ Styles was still there. He stayed on that top rope through the dark match. And I'm just sitting here dying laughing. Because if you look at the thumbnail that's for the video, the look of pain on this man's face is just... oh my gosh, it's just crazy. He was in so much pain, and he sold it. He oversold the hell out of that. But like I said, though, SmackDown has been consistently good, and it was a better overall show than Raw was, even with the whole Kevin Owens winning the title thing. Overall, it was more entertaining for me, and I enjoy watching SmackDown. I haven't consistently watched SmackDown in years. It's really been years since I've watched SmackDown this much. And it was just great to see. It's great to see what they're doing over there on SmackDown. Building up new stars. Getting the lesser people who wouldn't really get that much time shine a little bit more. So yeah, we'll see how this goes. We'll see how Backlash goes. I think it's going to be a great pay-per-view. And it might even be better than Raw's pay-per-view. Who knows? But let me know what you guys thought of SmackDown down in the comment section below. Subscribe if you guys are new. Slap a like on the video if you enjoyed it. If you're enjoying my commentary, my very suave voice, if you're enjoying it. I'll talk to you guys later on. Thank you guys for tuning in. Peace.